In this video we are going to review the game's control, so let's get into it. The poly construction, we have our friend Bob, which is our main character in this world, which holds a survey rod with a target and a GPS. So here we have a R780 and there is a total station. So like every game, the idea behind is we want to get Bob moving around. So I'm going to use the keyboard because that's most of what people will be using. And so I'm going to use the arrow key on my keyboard to move around Bob. As well, some game use the A, W, D, and S to navigate. This has been enabled as well for this game. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my total station, and usually when you are a surveyor, you want to pick your total station. So what we are going to do, we are going to say P, so use the control key P to place a total station. So I'm going to say, do you want to move it? And I'm going to respond yes. And I'm going to move it somewhere in this world. Okay, so we are right there and I'm happy to place it here. I'm going to say P again to say, do you want to finish moving it? And I'm saying yes, and now it's placed in front of me. I'm going to pick it again and I'm going to move again towards the control point. So right now we are close to a control point. So you see the brown mark right here. This is what we call a control point. And so when I place it, I ask it to place it, it's going to say, oh, I detect you are close to a control point. Do you want me to place it in front, on top of this mark? So if we look on the side, you see this is the optical view. So looking straight down from the optic center. And we see we are offsetted. And when I'm going to say yes, he's going to place it right above these markers, okay? So as you can see now, I'm controlling the character and I'm moving around my world. I can use as well the mouse, so click, left click and rotate to rotate around the character. If I want, I can use the B button to change the view. So before I was controlling the character, now I'm controlling the total station, okay? So I'm going to use again the arrow key to rotate around, and I'm going to aim at my target. And like every total station, now I'm going to lock onto the target, okay? Press B again to zoom, and another time on B to go back to my character control. And so now you can see that when I'm moving around, is following my target at all the time, okay? So we have the view, the camera view right here. We can as well open the map view, so it's an aerial view of the map. There is a orange dot, which is where my total station is placed, and the blue dots, which are where are my control points, okay? We are going to do here, so we can use as well the control key number 3 to open the tool selection. And this is what we are going to select. So we can either go from the pole, so on the pole I can hide the pole or turn it back on. I can go back to the target, keep it on or off, and you can see then the target disappear. I go back to it, and now maybe I want to change the GPS, so I'm using a R780. I can switch it to a R10 or the DA2, okay? Very simply. Now, you remember we had a control mark over there. Maybe you want to select different type of control mark. So you want either to place a browse mark, a spray mark on the ground. So this is just a cross, or you want to place pegs. When you select the pegs, you can decide as well different colors. So I can go on a red peg, and we are going to place it right here. So to place a peg, you are going to use the control key X, and it's going to place one here. Let's say now I want to place another one, but from a different color. For some reason you want a yellow one here, and I'm going to say X again, and it's going to place a peg at this place. Let's say we are interested by a control mark, because that's where we will place our total station. I'm going to place a control mark right here. You will see then when you walk and you get close to it, quite often it's hard to lock onto the target. And so if you use the key control, so CTRL and the arrow, now we have more fine movement happening, okay? And when I get quite close to the target, he automatically jump at the center of this target, okay? But again, because we want to simulate a bit of error, you might have a bit of a tricky measurement to do. You want to do a traverse and see some residue. You can try to really place it as best as you can and carry on like this. Once you're happy, you can release and now you're ready to go, okay? Obviously, we are supporting a total station right now, so I can change from the information from the latitude, longitude, and elevation to horizontal angle, vertical, and slope distance, okay? Just by clicking on that part. We might want to have a bit more information of what are these height. I'm going to press F6, so F6 to bring up the information. So when we said instrument height is the true height, so to the optical hole center. When we say GNSS height, it's to the APC, okay? And the pole height is the true height to the target. So I'm going to close this, we have time. We can bring the event, but on this quest, as we said, it's a free world. There is no kind of information. We can go back to the quest after on that. We have a total station right now. Maybe we want to switch to SX. So if you want to connect to an SX with Trimble Access of Siteworks, you will have first to switch to an SX instrument, and we can see in the distance it switched from the S series to a SX series, which have the scanning functionality. Again, if you want to access to the different help, we can go setting and into the control, and we have all the instruction again to do that. We haven't looked into the F functionality, but for example, the F4 can remove the near mark, so you can be close to a control mark and remove it. Let's say you did something wrong, or maybe you need to replace all your markers. You can do F3. You can get the connection information. So this one will get you to know if you have a connection with Trimble Access or not. And yeah, so all this information are available for you. Slow movements, running around the scene, and all the stuff like that. So, and in the next video, I will go through the different world and present all this world and to give you a bit more insight.